Alright, what's going on, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen? The ACMGS Gamer here. So my channel has kind of moved into a news type of channel now, reporting on anything I please. So with that, I was scrolling through my Google feed and I saw this article pop up. It's more rumors or less of for the next Assassin's Creed game. Now, most of you may have or might be wondering, hey, why are you covering Assassin's Creed? The only reason I'm covering Assassin's Creed is because this next upcoming game will be from Ashraf Ismail, who is the game director for every other Assassin's Creed, and I'll tell you why that is. It is because there are only two divisions of Ubisoft, or two different studios, that are making Assassin's Creed games, and it's Ubisoft Montreal and Ubisoft Quebec. And AC Odyssey was the last studio, and now the second studio to do it is the one that Ashraf Ismail is a part of. So this will be interesting. However, full disclosure, this is not 100% accurate. We will not know anything 100% until Ubisoft reveals the game. And they were supposed to reveal the next AC game with the PS5 launch that was delayed in February, and then it was further delayed because of coronavirus, and now PlayStation has not shown anything yet. More than likely, Ubisoft is going to wait until E3 to showcase it, or Ubisoft is going to set that aside for whenever Sony decides to reveal their console. We'll see. Um, all this information is coming from a YouTube gaming streamer who is French, ex Jonathan. And this article is claiming that he has more credibility than a Reddit leak or a 4chan leak, which, I mean, sometimes they're right, most of the time they're wrong, so we'll see. Um, so he does talk about that the game will be settled with Vikings. The name is neither AC Kingdom or AC Ragnarok. Well, we already knew that. That was like the fans' code name for it. I think the original code name for Assassin's Creed Origins was like AC Empire or something. Um, he also reiterates. Wow, can I speak? That fans will be able to change gender like Odyssey, but refutes claims that the protagonist is named Jorah. So, this goes back to the whole question: why Ubisoft? I personally do not understand why Ubisoft has chosen to do this. Like, I understand that people want a choice to play like different genders, but it doesn't make sense if you're going to give them a choice and then pick one gender as the official canon gender. Like, if you go into Odyssey and you hear that Cassandra is the canon character, why even choose male? It doesn't make any sense. Same thing here. Why would you choose a male character? If this is true, why would you choose male? Why wouldn't you go with the canon character? It makes everything easier and more, not easier, but it makes everything, I guess, seem to fit better in terms of like story and plot line. Like, the canon version of Cassandra is she's the mercenary, and Alexios is the head of the whatever they decided to call themselves. It wasn't Templars. Um, so we'll see. Also adding that the female character is canon like Cassandra in Odyssey. However, apparently the main name is not Jorah. That was leaked, but I guess that's not true. Again, we don't know. Perhaps the most interesting. I hate this fucking thing. Perhaps the most interesting mentions are the return of the Hidden Blade and Origins Shield. Now, if you are not familiar with this channel, or me or my opinions, I loved Origins. It was done by Ashraf Ismail, who was the game director for AC4 and Origins, and now he should be the one who is helming the new AC 2020. I personally loved the combat in Origins over Odyssey. I hated the combat in Odyssey. I preferred the combat to Origins, and that's just how I feel. Odyssey didn't feature a traditional hidden blade, which is nice because the game is called Assassin's Creed, and in Odyssey you are a mercenary. That didn't make sense to me. Didn't feature traditional hidden blade for Alexios or Cassandra instead of using the Spear of Leonidas as an assassination weapon. Bayek also sported a shield in Origins, and it's befitting to the Viking era for it to return, obviously. In short, it seems like the combat design may be more akin to Bayek's combat than Odyssey's, although that remains to be seen. So this actually does make sense because, again, it's the same dev team that did Origins, so they're going to do combat a little bit differently, but close to the heart of the previous game. Other details include even more RPG elements than Odyssey, something that the franchise has been building towards. There were so many bad RPG elements in Odyssey, though. So many I don't even want to fucking go over it. Scandinavia isn't the only territory on Assassin's Creed 2020's map, again befitting because of how Vikings led raids, lots of supernatural appearances for the first Civ, most likely similar to how the Isu appeared as Greek gods in AC Odyssey. So it'd be interesting if Odin was an Isu. I guess that would be cool. I personally didn't care for, I don't even know the name of the DLC, but it was the DLC in AC Odyssey where you go off and you live in like their Isu world or whatever, and it was a full-on recreation. It was the stupidest thing I've ever seen, swear to God. And he also completely refutes that co-op would be returning, one of the most pronounced rumors thus far. I really wouldn't mind the idea of co-op because the whole thing with Assassin's Creed Odyssey was you would take over a fort, right? And you would have to battle for that fort. This isn't the first time it's been introduced in any sort of gaming. I want to say the first significant type of gameplay where they did that would have been Shadow of War, which is a Lord of the Rings game, where you had to go in, you had to recruit people, you had to attack a castle, then you had to hold it, and there's a chance that the enemy could steal it back, and then you have to, take it again. So I could see this being in the Viking era, kind of where you overtake areas and your enemies can take it back and you have to go in and get it. It would be a super annoying mechanic because most games end up using that as the final end game, which really sucks if you don't know. Um, Basically, the idea would be that you would go in and take over every single castle, and the end game would be the complete domination of all of those castles. If that was just the final game, end game, it's stupid. I don't like that. I don't appreciate that. But that would be a cool feature to have on like the side, or to have on like the achievement list, is to get all the castles or settlements or what have you. That would be pretty cool. There are also rumors that you would go to England, take over parts of Europe. Who knows? And then down here it says with E3 canceled, it's anyone's guess when the events will take place. Well, some will surely be later, some earlier, and so forth. According to Jonathan, revealed for 2020 is still coming soon. It'll either be late April or early May. This also means fans don't have to wait long to see if this pans out. They won't have to wait long to get it either, as reports it is still slated to drop by the end of the year. So currently, as of recording, it is April 20th. We haven't seen anything, and I highly doubt that it will be early May. I can guarantee that even if it's supposed to drop at the end of this year, the coronavirus might have something to say about that. I mean, who knows? Um, if they're gonna drop at the end of the year, or if they have all year to drop it, more than likely they'll drop the release date on October 20 something, like they always have for the past 4 or 5 years, it seems. So we will see. We shall see. I'm excited to see the game, see what it looks like, see what it feels like. So we will have to figure that out. But thank you guys for watching for this little itty bitty news update that I've done. There hasn't really been much in the way of news. The coronavirus has kind of taken that to a halt, mainly because a lot of people are working from home right now, and a lot of games are getting canceled, or their dates are getting pushed back. There is one slight development. For some reason, PlayStation Canada changed the listing date um, of The Last of Us to, or changed the listing date of Ghost of Tsushima to August 1st, and they assumed that Last of Us would take the June 26th release date, which that would be interesting if they decided to put The Last of Us and then figure out where to put Ghost of Tsushima. So we'll see. But thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.